We just got the official lineup for Ripple Swell, and guys, there are some heavyweights in the room. In this video, I want to go over some of the people that will be attending Ripple Swell this year, and guys, one in particular that I think the Bitcoin maxis are really not going to like. I also want to go over the XRP price chart because we are seeing something excellent developing on the chart right now. In this video, I want to walk you through exactly why what we're seeing is so important and what it means for XRP over the next couple weeks. Like always, your support means so much to this channel. Thank you to everyone who takes the time to like these videos and subscribe to the channel. These two simple things really do help me out so much. Also, if you're in a good place to buy some XRP, make sure to check out my favorite exchange upload down in the description of this video. With that said, let's jump right into it, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. I'm going to start this video off and share something that I thought was actually really cool. And honestly, I didn't even know this person prior to seeing this post. But earlier today, someone by the name of James Wind actually came out and said, I've spent the last 24 hours going down the rabbit hole of XRP. I've decided to invest a significant portion into XRP. I believe it could revolutionize the banking system. It's a gamble, as all investments are. Whether you're Team XRP or not, I want everyone to educate me on XRP's pros and cons. Now, I thought this was really cool. James Wind is someone with 453,000 followers on an X. So he's certainly someone that a lot of people are paying attention to. And overall, it's just really cool to see big people who have been in crypto for a very long time, as it looks like James is, kind of going back and re-looking at XRP. Now, this is something that I talked about happening after the Ripple SEC case concluded, something I forecasted we were going to see. And the reason for that is because a lot of people were fudded out of XRP because they had all of these assumptions about Ripple. All of this misinformation thrown at them about who Ripple was and all these bad things that they did. But the Ripple SEC case essentially proved that all of these things were false. And in fact, it was really just a lot of made up accusations. This is proof that this changes people's minds. And a lot of people are going to look back at XRP in light of this and say, wait, it turns out that all these things that people were saying weren't necessarily true. And in fact, it seems like almost the opposite is true. And that Ripple is actually extremely transparent and has been seeking to follow the rules from the beginning. This is something you can't really say for the majority of the cryptocurrency industry. The vast majority of the cryptocurrency industry is looking to dodge rules, dodge regulations, dodge transparency. And you see those things come up all the time. One of the most obvious things is Ripple is always accused of dumping XRP. No, it's really just that they're transparent in when they sell XRP and what those proceeds go to. The rest of the cryptocurrency projects out there just secretly dump their asset behind the scenes, and they just don't tell anyone about it, and they don't tell anyone where the money's going. It's so funny to me that the cryptocurrency industry has this false premise that transparency is bad and that these things are somehow problematic. For the vast majority of people who actually pay attention and are used to traditional markets, right, where companies are obligated to report and obligated to put this information out, it's a huge blessing to see someone looking for this level of transparency, looking for this level of professionalism. Just that most of the people in the cryptocurrency industry right now just don't really understand traditional investing, don't understand traditional capital markets. And therefore, they're just like, oh, just don't show me anything, do everything in secret, do it behind the scenes, and we'll just pretend it's not going on. It's almost the same exact thing as the Bitcoin maxis pretending that no one created Bitcoin because they don't know who Satoshi is. These people have this weird, warped premise that if they don't see it, it's not happening. But those of us who are used to how the traditional markets work, how capital markets work, who look for professionalism, right? We have never been deterred away from Ripple being transparent about these things and letting us know how the business works and what they do in order to generate profit. So I just think it's so cool to see big name people actually going back to the drawing board and saying, look, I heard a lot of weird things about XRP in the early days, but now that we've gone through the Ripple SEC case, nothing came of it. And in fact, all these accusations that everyone's so terrified of, those didn't even show up. Because guys, at the end of the day, it was nothing more than a marketing campaign. Something to be anti-XRP, to try to pump bags that these other big influencers were associated with. Now, I don't want to spend too much time on that. I've made entire videos talking about exactly why that's the case, why they do that. I highly suggest you check those out if you're really interested on why so many big influencers focus so much on some of these micro cap or non-interesting tokens and turned a blind eye to something like XRP. But that's not this video. I want to come into the XRP price chart real quick and take a look at what XRP is doing right now. Guys, this is absolutely phenomenal. Now, I was not expecting to see XRP actually rebound this quickly, but this price action is really good to see. as we can see, we kind of fell off a cliff the other week, and I'm sure a lot of people saw that, but the rebound point has been absolutely fantastic. We take a look at where XRP is catching a bid. It's right on this ascending support line. Now, we did fall back down through this briefly in that big liquidation event, but the entire candle instantly got eaten back up. Now, I made an entire video telling people, like, look, don't expect another big crash like this back to back. You don't really see that. It's rare in crypto. When you have a once in a lifetime event, guys, what are the chances that another lifetime event is going to happen 1 or 2 days later? It's just unrealistic. So I really forecasted that we were going to see XRP sort of chop in this range. And I don't think we're necessarily ready to break out of here yet, but I think we're going to continue to consolidate here for the next couple weeks before breaking out to this higher level and putting some pressure up here. Overall, this is about the best chart formation we could be looking at, all things considered. I mean, XRP got absolutely decimated in that crash, but it caught a bid, it rebounded, and now it's finding support at some of these higher levels. So this is absolutely fantastic. You really can't ask for much more than this when you're looking at the chart. And yes, it means that we might have to push we might have to push later into the year to see a lot of that appreciation come in. We might have to wait a couple weeks and months to actually see that rebound really take shape and really start pushing to some of these higher levels. But at the end of the day, that's not really a big deal when it comes down to continue to crash or wait a couple weeks to regain support and push to those higher levels. I think everyone's perfectly happy just to see XRP holding where it is and really forming a nice, strong pattern in an ascending zone. To see XRP continue to travel upward right on this support line, and I'll draw it for you guys right here. As you can see, we have excellent support right there. And then somewhere up here, we have some kind of resistance. So we're not pressing on that yet. It's a little hard to see where that zone might be. But as long as XRP continues to trade up above this support line, guys, I think things look really, really good. And we'll just continue watching to see, let's see how much XRP can appreciate and get out of this danger zone. We're pretty far away from it right now, which is great to see. And if we take a look at XRP on a longer term time frame, we can see that everything XRP is doing is really not too much unexpected. Take a look at this chart right here. It's one of my favorite charts. It really compares the 2017 or 2013 formation for XRP back here, where XRP had a big crash back to its previous demand zone. So what you can see is this big move right here on the all the way right hand side. This huge move right here is about a 52,000% move. We can see that XRP went all the way back up to its 2014 all-time high, but couldn't clear the 2013 all-time high. So it went right through the 2014 all-time high, hit the 2013 all-time high, came back down, had a big fake out. Everyone's like, bull market's over, we're crashing back down, before it rebounded and went on its next big appreciation event. If we take a look at what's happening right now, guys, it's almost the same exact thing. XRP came up right through its 2021 all-time high, but couldn't break through the 2018 all-time high. Came all the way back down. We had this big liquidation and flash crash right all the way back down. Everyone's saying the bear market has started, the bull market is over. And guys, I anticipate we are going to break out to the upside and continue right through this 28 all-time high. So just to recap, we had this big explosive move through this smaller all-time high in 2021, got rejected by 2018, but ultimately, I believe we're going to pop back up just like we did back in 2013, where we blew through this 2014 all-time high, hit the 2013, came back down, and ultimately, we're just waiting for this next move to the upside. Now, I always talk about this. It's not magic lines. It's not magic charts. Just not how these things work at the end of the day. But I think if you really think about it, right, the fundamentals are just way too bullish. I always talk about like it, and I don't know if this is going to resonate with people, but it's how I look at it from my engineering background. You look at a sound wave, right, and you just have a mic muted, you constantly see these vibrations, right? You see these vibrations up and down. Now, these are just background noises, things that you don't typically pick up on, but it's just a microphone picking up on the background noise that's always around you. But then if you clap your hands, you see this huge spike to the upside. I think a lot of what we're watching right now in terms of these up and down movements is just that background noise, right? Just what the chart is going to do when the chart's really not doing anything in the grand scheme of things. But as soon as someone, as soon as someone claps their hands, boom, that sound wave shoots right up, and it makes a whole new scale, a whole new perspective on what's possible. That's sort of what I see on the charts right now. It's a lot of what we're watching right now is nothing more than chop, nothing more than that steady background noise before someone slams their hands together. I need to stop doing that because I keep on hitting my mic. Before someone slams their hands together and get that next big boom for XRP. With that said, though, I want to move on to what's going on at Ripple Swell because this is just another one of those positive catalysts that are really going to help out price. Guys, take a look at this lineup coming into Ripple Swell. I mean, Ripple Swell has had a lot of good lineups, but this one's stacked. NASDAQ, BNY Mellon, Franklin Templeton, Citi, BlackRock, Fidelity, JP Morgan Chase, MasterCard, CME, Moody's, State Street, DBS, Bloomberg. And guess what? It doesn't stop there. We also just found out that we're going to have someone from the digital asset working group from the White House. I'm not sure if I'm missing any names here. I don't know if there's any other major institution that I could have said that won't be at Ripple Swell. But guys, these people are just showing up to Ripple Swell because they're like, oh, here's a random cryptocurrency company. Guys, clearly there is a huge level of understanding and praise from the banking community and the traditional asset managed group for what Ripple and XRP are doing. This kind of attendance should really tell you all you need to know in terms of who's paying attention, who has their eyes on this ecosystem. You just don't see lineups like this at any other cryptocurrency conference by far and away. And to see this line of just the headliners, people coming out and being public about what they're doing, and those names all on the board, guy. I mean, come on, this is one of the best things you could possibly see for the XRP ecosystem. And guys, I don't think it's just some coincidence. I think it's very obvious. There's a huge level of collaboration between one of the most transparent, one of the most trusted, one of the most important cryptocurrency companies out there, between the cryptocurrency company, Ripple is who I'm talking about, who has been focusing on these financial institution use cases, been focusing on being transparent, been focusing on working with regulated entities, right? I don't think it's any coincidence that all these people from all these institutions are then showing up to Ripple Swell, focused on Ripple and XRP, right? For a lot of people, that's a huge stretch, a bunch of speculation. But guys, for me, it just seems pretty obvious. Thank you so much for coming. I hope everyone's having a great weekend. And for now, Mickle out.